All right, Pirate fans, welcome out to another episode of the PC Podcast. It's Monday, not Wednesday. It's Monday, but we're going to go ahead and do the Pirates Cove here on Monday. We're going to have it also on Wednesday and on Thursday, but we got a special guest coming in on Monday, and I'll introduce him here in just a minute. We are almost in full effect. I have the coach, Steve Cantu. Coach, how you doing?
Hey, I'm blessed, brother. I'm happy to be here.
Coach, it's going to be a busy week for us. We're going to talk football and basketball all week. Big T, you're in the house. How you doing this evening?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Just ready to get it going.
All right. And then, like I said, the Z-Man did text me. He should be with us at some point. Maybe he's running a little late, but he'll be here, I believe. And then, of course, I want to introduce our guest. He's been on the podcast before early on in the football season, so we've invited him back. We have Rockport Fulton Pirates defensive coordinator, Robie Robbins. Coach Robbins, how you doing this evening?
Good, guys. Glad to be back on your show.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you for taking some time. I know you're busy with the big playoff game coming this Friday in Victoria. Of course, we wanted to bring you on. We've got a lot of questions. We know we can't ask you all the questions. We can't keep you on forever here, but we're going to break it down with a couple of questions on the defensive side. And I'm going to pass it over to the Big T. He's got a few questions for you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
All right, coach. Again, yeah, like Gabriel said, we have a big game this Friday against a really good Cuero football team. And I've been looking at some of their stats, and the first question I have is this week Rockport will face a good Cuero football team with a running back that we have like with the running back like we haven't faced yet. Is the plan to just play defense as we've been playing, or should we expect to see different schemes this week to contain the running attack?
Yeah, it's defensively, our kids, they believe in what we do. They believe in our system. We coaches, we believe in what we do in our system. And there, it's gotten us this far. We're 10-1. We're going to keep riding the system that we have and until the wheels fall off. And hopefully that's no time soon. And, we just we're going to keep playing defense the way we've been playing all year and play fast, play physical, hit hard, and pretty much keep it in that wheelhouse. And if we do that, I think we're gonna be all right.
All right, all right, all right. So the next question I have, so along with the running attack, Cuero also has a quarterback that's thrown for almost 2,000 yards this season and 18 touchdowns, but also has two big targets, both over 6 foot. Uh, how will Rockport stop their passing attack?
Yeah, Cuero, they're very balanced in their offense. They're kind of almost 50-50. It's a little more run than pass, but as far as what we have on them, and they have some talent outside at the wideout spot, and then they're no joke there. I mean, they're fast, they're tall. We're just gonna have to uh, if when we press, we press, we be physical with them, and if we play off, we just got to be sharp in our techniques and our fundamentals, and play our coverages that we play and that we believe in, and the kids believe in, and it's led to multiple turnovers throughout the year. So we just keep doing what we're doing, and we just got to make sure we play our techniques right. It's the big thing. So.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, and the last question I have, I know, when we faced West, though, so we knew we were facing a really fast receiver out there on the outside. Really, really hard to match up against. Can we expect to see John play both ways to help out in secondary this game, if needed? I mean, could we expect that? I mean, what is that the plan, or are you planning just to go out there with the guys you got and see how they do, or do you have that in your back pocket?
Uh, yeah, I mean, anytime we need John out there, Coach Cybert tells us we can use him, and so, but it's kind of like when you use him, you better make sure it's a passing down, and
Yeah.
Cuero is dangerous running the football. So, if you bring in John, you're taking a linebacker out, and now you're a little more vulnerable to the run. Even though John can make any kind of play, he'll come up and hit you. He's not scared to do that at all. But it's your scheme's a little bit different, especially the coverages or adjustments are a little bit different, and so you're just not as good against the run when that happens. But I mean, if we ever have to, if they're coming out slinging it around, then yeah, I mean, we're gonna use John, but the plan is just hopefully play with the guys we got, do the best job we can.
All right. Well, Coach, that's all I have, Coach. Just want to say good luck to you and the Rockport boys. Go out there and have fun, and we're excited to go out there and watch y'all.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Gabe, that's all I got, Gabe.
Coach, you're up.
All right, Coach. Well, the first question I got, you kind of touched on a little bit about how you boys, play the game, how you guys got them tuned in to play, fast and aggressive. The question I got kind of is geared towards that. Are you concerned about the amount of penalty yards we're getting on defense, specifically the personal fouls?
The personal fouls, yes. Anytime you're giving up 15-yard penalties, that's huge, and you don't want to do that. But it's kind of like we say, as far as when it comes to like a pass interference call, it's, hey, is it 15 yards or is it 6 points? I'll take the 15 yards over the 6 points any day. And so if we're beaten, go foul. That's what we're gonna do. We just got to get better with the D line, like trying not to jump off sides every play. But other than that, but again, teams are going to go on to, we're aggressive. They're going to take advantage of that aggressiveness, and we'll jump off sides a couple times. And we feel like we can deal with it, and when that happens, and we'll deal with it, and we'll rock and roll through it. And it's just a little bit of adversity, and great teams overcome adversity. So that's just the way we see that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, from a fan's perspective, from up top, it seems like we get a lot more calls than everybody else. I don't know if the word's out like, hey, Rockport's a super aggressive team. They play through the whistle or whatever it may be, but it really does seem like these guys already have it in their back pocket and they're real quick on that trigger. And some of them, to me, we're getting refs calling fouls from the opposite sides of the field. And sometimes here on the podcast, I would say cry, but cry is not probably the best word to use. But, we bring that up from time to time. Like, God dang, it sure does seem like it's kind of one-sided when we're going there. And maybe a bit of that, that reputation that you build that, hey, they're aggressive, they're this and that. And those guys come in with their mindset. And as a ref, I would think you shouldn't do that. It should be a game-to-game type of thing. But as a fan, we'll cry about that every Monday. Like, dang, we didn't get no calls, and they got every call. So, I like you said, Coach, I think the best play is to continue to play fast and free. Because how do you take aggressiveness from the boys? You know what I'm saying? So you can't take that away, and that's just one of those calls. I think honestly, it's a judgment call with the refs that seem to be a bit one-sided.
I agree with you there, and trust me, it's we get after them on the sidelines. So.
Oh yeah, no, we know, we can hear it. Coach, your boys have been doing an exceptional job on defense, causing turnovers. And I know when we get a pick, it's all about being in the right space and stuff like that. How much time do you guys take during the week preaching, watching the ball and being a ball hawk and going in there and stripping the ball and always be looking for turnovers? How much time do you guys spend on that?
Every day we preach turnovers. The kids know about the turnover chain. They make jokes in practice. If one forces the turnover in practice, it's, where's the chain at, Coach? Where's the chain at? It's a game, not game day, dude.
Yeah.
But it's every day. And then we have like on Tuesday and Wednesdays, we'll do like a tackle and turnover circuit where that's what we're working, tackles and turnovers. And it's a big part of what we do. It's a big part of why we're successful. I think we have 28 of them so far this year.
Yeah.
Total. So, it's a big part of what we do. And anytime you can steal some possessions from the other team, it's gonna put you in a good spot as a team overall.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a firm believer that when you win the turnover battle, 99% of the time you're going to come out on the right side of the game. And we've been ball hawks all over the field, up and down it, and everybody's really running to the ball. I just wanted to touch on that because you guys are doing an excellent job this season as far as forcing turnovers. Yes, sir. The last question I got, Coach, is what do you think, as a coach? I know you probably, think about it, or maybe even ask the boys, so maybe you can answer it directly from, what you get from them. what happens to the boys at times that leads to our slow starts? Is it the travel sometimes? Because I know that the 2 games we had to travel, they got up to a sluggish start or whatever. But have you pinned down some of the boys and find out what's going on mentally or what's happening there as far as getting slow starts?
I have not. I know whenever we get fired up at the officials, that's kind of when they get going. But
Yeah,
me and Coach Seibert were joking about that this past weekend when we were game planning. But yeah, I guess I just gotta, I don't know, get after them early, or in the pregame speech, just get after them or say something, make them think the officials said something at us. I don't know, but maybe that'll get going. But
yeah,
yeah, no, we haven't been able to pinpoint it, but we got to get over that. But we're working on it.
There you go. Well, Coach, I think that because they come out at times and it's like, it's night and day sometimes, and the games have been far and in between. I'm just really being a little picky and probably being kind of overbearing with that whole call, what I'm saying, or what I'm seeing. But most times, I'm saying the guys they get it going, and I think once they see the offense click in and they make a couple of plays, and then we'll start steamrolling, right, and we're rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And once we get in that gear, it's gone. But you know better than I, and it's a playoff game, and it's win or go home, and you really can't afford to get off slow starts like that. And because sometimes they're gonna bite you in the ass. It hasn't here, late. Although I just think Sinton was a tough game, so I really don't put that one in there. Our defense came out with their hair on fire, and we played exceptionally well. And played them well, but some of the other teams is where it kind of caught my eye, and I attribute it to the traveling. I thought maybe that drive that we took down to the valley, maybe they didn't have the legs underneath them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to Seibert about the itinerary that you guys go through and what's all involved and all that. So it seems like everything's being laid out for them, but it just comes down to execution of the plays, and it's just at times, like I say. But we've said a ton of times here on the podcast, we're spoiled, man. If we're not scoring 60 points and holding teams to 6, what I'm saying, we're crying over here, what I'm saying. But
we are too.
Yeah, that can't be expected, man. Hey, well, Coach, man, good luck on the big game, man. We're excited. The podcast is excited. We're all pumped. The town is excited. It's a buzz right now. I think it's going to be a great matchup against Cuero. Although, on tape, to me, man, I know you can't say it, but I'll say it for you. I think we got Cuero. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna kid, man. But hey, we got to play the game, right? So it is what it is. But thank you again, Coach, for coming on. I know you guys just got off because I just picked up Joey just a few minutes ago. So and I appreciate you, hauling butt home and getting on the air with us, man. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Before I go to Johnny, it seems to me, I just kind of follow up on what Steve was saying. It seems to me, from what I see, from where we're at, right, it's like, man, as soon as they score, and we're looking for Coach Robbins, right? Well, we see you fired up, and we see you getting on them guys. Then they come out, boom, we're rolling. It almost seems like that's what's going to happen. We
usually hear you before we see you.
Yeah.
Probably.
Hey,
I'm a little short, so maybe that's what it is.
No. That wasn't a short joke. That wasn't a short joke. That's just being vocal.
Hey, we were up on top one day, and we could hear you clearly. We were like, man, Coach is really on them. But it seems, Coach, like once that happens, these guys get fired up, and that defense, once they get going, man, it's done. But for us up here, Coach, the defense, like the offense, we expect this defense to shut everybody down. We expect them to shut. When they score 14, it's almost like what's going on with them, So the expectation is like we're going to shut everybody out, and it's not going to happen all the time. But throughout the game, Coach, this defense, when it gets rolling, and they've been on a roll the last 2. And of course, I got some questions that I'll ask you, so I'm not going to go too much into that. But I'm going to pass it over to Johnny. I know he hadn't had a chance to review the questions, but I know he's got a few. Johnny, you got some questions for Coach Robbins?
I got something. Hopefully somebody didn't talk about it before me. Sorry about coming in late.
No problem.
Oh, you good?
Oh, you ready? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're live. We're live.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if this was thrown at you. I think I heard Tony, you were answering Tony on this a little bit on it. as far as, how to stop the Cuero or whatever. What are some of the weapons? Who are some of the weapons that Cuero has? Well, who should we be looking out for?
Number 2, the running back they have. He's very fast. He's a football player. They put him all over the field. They have him at tight end, receiver, running back. He's everywhere. He's pretty electrifying to watch. The quarterback, number 12, he's not a very big kid. He's not very flashy in the stuff he does, but he's smart. He's very smart, and he runs the offense very, very well. And then you have, they have receivers at number 4 and number 3 that they look about the same kid. They're both about 6'1", 6'2", and I'm probably shortchanging them there. But they got some speed as well there too. But number 4, they bring him in the slot a little bit, and then also number 9, who's the tight end. That's a big kid, and Krupa, he'll kind of get a little matchup there, and we'll see how Krupa does against number 9 at the tight end. But that's kind of their roster, and they have there's like 44 and 32. They're also running backs. They run kind of a wing T set, but they got some explosive players, and we're gonna have to keep them contained, keep them in front of us, and kind of try to slow them down best we can.
Yeah, I kind of see us doing that. I don't think they're going to face the defense that we have as far as flying guys and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm one of the ones that really get into it as far as, the referees getting involved and stuff like that. I got really into this past game. I just lost it, it's like, wow, really? So I kind of see how the kids down there get really into it. Once the game gets turned like that by penalties, it does get you pumped up, and especially when you have consistently, penalties on you over and over, so I can understand the kids, how they feel down there. It's obvious that's when we turned it around, and obviously that's when the game turned around this past game.
Yeah, there was one they called on us, and it was after the play was dead, and our D lineman went to run on the field, and the ref ran into him, and they throw the flag, and like we all went crazy after that, because I was like, that was after the play. He's like, he ran.
I was all yelling, worry about what's happening between the sidelines instead of on the sidelines.
Yeah, but after that, they were fired up after that moment. So.
Man, that really got me going. That really got me going. What else was I gonna say? I just blew my mind. Golly, I forgot.
I'm gonna come back to you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back to you at the end. Coach, I've got a few questions, but I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the regular season. The defense has played awesome every game. We had the big one against Sinton, of course, which I thought was a great game. I wanted you to talk a little bit. I wanted to break the defense down with you a little bit. I want to start with the D line. I know we have Matthew Vasquez. He's been out. He was a big part of what we were doing. But can you talk a little bit about Aguilar's play? Jones, man, the last couple of weeks, this guy's come on strong. I know you put Smitty in there. Can you just talk a little bit about the D-line, what they've done this regular season, and how they've contributed to the success that we've had?
Yeah. First of all, you got to start with Luis Aguilar. The kid is, first of all, this senior group, was my first year in Rockport. They were in 5th grade. And so I've known, and I was at Fulton doing PE. So I've known them since they were 5th graders. And then I've kind of moved up along with them the whole way. And, Luis is one that I've known for a long time. And he's, as a person and individual, he's grown up a lot and came a really long way. And I'm very proud of him as a person. And I think just him becoming a better person than the person that he is now, and the man that he is now, is really showed up on the field. And he's making better decisions and better choices now than he used to. And it's great to see a kid, coming through the program and changing like that. And he comes off so hard, and he's got a quick step, and everything you say now to him, he's yes sir, no sir. And it's his work ethic. They just get better every day, and every play is remarkable. And I can't say enough about Luis, but he's been a big contributor playing, whether he was at nose or defensive end now. He's done a great job for us. And Noah, he was a sophomore, and we've kind of said it, talking about it, is, it's going to be kind of probably a little rough with him early. and just being a young guy. But once he starts figuring it out, you know, he's gonna come on. He's gonna be a special player, and I think he's proven that. I think this last week he had 11 tackles, 11, 13 tackles, something like that. But it was like he was in on everything, and he's starting to read his keys better. He's starting to play his techniques better, his fundamentals, and his footwork's getting better. And he's actually a pretty good student of the game. So like when we're in the film room, I can play it, pause it, and go, "What'd you do wrong?" "Oh, I stepped with the wrong foot." "You're right." And then, I mean, he sees what the mistakes he's making, and he's starting to correct them on the field, and that's a big part of where his play is really improved from. And then, you know, Matthew, he was early in the season was great, and for us, and he's a hard guy to replace, and he's a good kid, and he does a lot of things right. And then, unfortunately, you know, he gets an injury in the halfway through the Senton game, and I think that was probably a little part of that game, the result of that game. I think, you know, if Matt was able to play the whole game, maybe it would have been different. Maybe not. I don't know, but it might have been. But you know, we've thrown Caleb Schmidt down there a little bit, and we saw what he could do, and we saw what he can't do. You know, he's a kid. He can play against the spread teams, and can be an edge rusher for us. And so we've kind of really narrowed down his strengths of what he's really good at. And then we know, okay, he can't play the D-line spot when he's getting double teamed all night long because he's too light in the pants. Like he just, you know, he can't take that on. And so we've kind of figured out where that is. And then that was a big part of, okay, well, Schmidt can't handle that. Let's get him out. Let's put Rodrigo Gonzalez at nose and move Lewis to back over to end where he played last year. And Rigo's came on and really been, I mean, this year seeing the growth of that kid's been huge compared to where he was week one of the season compared to when he was actually a JV player. But he's really came on. He's really grown up this year, and now he's, you know, starting nose now, and he's commanding a double team. He's a hard guy to move. He's strong, and he comes off hard. He has a good step and uses his hands pretty well, and he makes some good plays. And it's really kind of been the good structure for the D line. And we've grown, and we can see. You know, there's still some times now we can throw if we need a good pass rush. Schmidt, go down and be an end, and we can still do that kind of stuff. And Lewis, go to nose, and we can rotate some guys in there, in and out of there. And so it's a blessing to have the guys that we have down there. It really is.
It's been working, Coach. And Rodriguez, he's not a senior. I know he's JV. Is he a sophomore or is he a junior?
Rodrigo is a junior.
Rodrigo, he's junior. Wow, that's good. He'll be back next year. All right, Coach. And then let's get to the strength that I believe, in my opinion, the strength of that defense, which are the linebackers. I mean, these guys we talked about at the beginning, and these guys have been big for us. They've been huge all season. You could start with the two on the inside and then work your way to the two on the outside.
Yeah, the two guys on the inside. I'm not a big stat guy, but it gets flashed in front of my face all the time, and the kids come and tell me all the time that they're number one and number two in the area in tackles, and which is awesome, you know, and that's good stuff. And I'm like, I don't care what your season looks like. Let's see what you can do in this next game. Can we keep it up, keep it going? And but no, you know, you got to start with Peyton McAllister. He's one of the best linebackers, one of the best football players ever coached. He's just a player. His work ethic, his effort, everything is fast. It's relentless. It's go, and that's the only speed he has. And you know, it's you think he's just like a go, but and he looks like he's going really fast. But the guy actually reads his keys very well. And when he reads his keys super fast and gets where he's supposed to go, he makes a big play. And you saw that in the Hondo game in the playoffs. He had a tackle for a loss, and you know, I think I don't even know his total anymore. It's 100 plus tackles, but you know, I think he's still number two. I think he's behind Joe by like 3 now or something there. He was telling me something about that today, but and then, you know, Joe's the other one. And Joe is like he's your steady guy. He's going to read his key. He's going to do his job. He's going to fit where he's going to fit. And then, you know, you watch film, you're like, okay, let's go attack that guy. But Joe is just as deadly as Peyton is. And, you know, then that's the thing. And so people they say, okay, well, let's run away from 18 because he runs fast and does this. But, okay, you want to run at Joe? That's probably a mistake on your behalf because Joe will come and hit you. He laid a hit today in practice. I was like, whoa, like and then it was just a simple dive play that Cuero runs, and he came and stuck it, and I was like, that's what I'm talking about. But Joe is steady. He's kind of a leader of the defense as well, just like Peyton. They kind of make sure their sides are set up where they're supposed to be, make sure the D line's where they're supposed to be. If not, they're getting them in order, and they feed off of each other very well, and they work very well together. And there's a constant competition of who has the most tackles, and so they keep chirping at each other about it, and that's fun to watch, But I mean, you can't expect any more out of those guys. And just got to keep it going. We've never actually had two inside linebackers with 100+ tackles. So, this is a first for us, and it's pretty awesome. But then, you go outside and you have on the strong side, you have Krupa. And Krupa's at like 70-something tackles, I think, this year. And he's had his good moments, he's had his bad moments, but he's had his what I'll call King Krupa moments. And where he can dominate an edge when he wants to. He can dominate an edge, and if he makes you turn it up, he's good at escaping off of that the blocker and coming back inside. And then he's good at redirecting. And Krupa, he's a physical guy. He's going to hit you. He's going to put hands on you, and he's a guy to force to be reckoned with. And then on the other side, we got two guys that kind of split time right now, and it's kind of like who has the hot hand. It's who gets it, and it's Rangel and Schmidt. And Aiden Rangel is very solid at what he does. He's very technical at what he does. He's not going to mess up. He's going to do exactly what you asked him to do. And then Schmidt is kind of your motor. When you need a good pass rush, you can put him in. You can get him off the edge, or you need somebody with just a little more speed. You can play Schmidt. So I mean, we got. Depending on your offense, we got tools and weapons and out of these players that we have that to put them anywhere, and they can play different ways, and we can do different things with them. And it's really awesome when it all comes together for the inside guys.
We've seen that all year. We've seen these guys, the changes that we make, and they've all been effective when we've made those changes. They all play a part in what you want to do. So I think that those guys you just talked about, man, I mean, you're going to give up first downs here, touchdowns here, but man, to run over that defense, well, I ain't seen that this year. I mean, these guys can play and they're physical. So when you get a pop and one of these guys hits you, it wakes you up, man. You're like, do I really want to run? You saw that with Hondo. So it's like, when you get hit, you're like, whoa, do I really want to go down that way again, man? It makes those backs think, and those quarterbacks, do I really want to go? So it's been great, and it's worked for us. And this defense, those 7 guys that you just talked about, man, they're physical. Oh, and then we go to the D-backs. If you could talk a little bit about your corners and your safeties. I know we run those guys in and out as well. If you could talk about, their play.
Yeah. When I talk secondary, I have to start with Carson Flores. He's pretty much the field general of the secondary. If he is not on the field, it's hard for us to be good back there. He anticipates, he sees, he tells the whole secondary. He goes, hey, you run this, expect this, hey, it's going to be a run here. Watch we're run. He'll tell the guys up front. He's just talking, and he doesn't stop talking. And I always say the great part of or how to be a great defense is communication. And that's all he does. He talks, and then he tells you what to do. And, we actually, the West Oso game, we had him Monday, Tuesday. Well, Wednesday he came in with strep throat, and he had to miss the game on Friday. And obviously that showed missing him, because he is such a big key part of our defense. And I mean, he's a senior, and he's pretty much the secondary captain. Everybody listens to him. And that was the one thing the guys told me after the game is they said, Coach, it's a different ball game without Carson back there. And, that's a hats off to that guy. Cause I mean, he's a really a special player. He's smart. He communicates and gets people lined up where they need to be. And, and kind of going off of him is the other safety. You have Caden Kennedy, and Kennedy is kind of your bruiser. He's the downhill run fitter. And, when I was on here before, I said, George is going to be hard shoes to fill. But as far as the run stopping ability goes, Caden has came and filled that pretty well. And I feel like, and as far, and in the past as well, he's kind of really stepped up, and I thought he's done a really good job this year. He's a pretty sure tackler. He's not going to miss much. He flies downhill, and he's kind of got I always say there's a couple guys we got motors. Like we were joking about our defense. We're just human missiles. We're just flying everywhere, and like everybody has a motor. And so everybody was just is downhill run, and we're going to come hit you and pop you. And Kennedy's no different at the safety spot. And then the corners, we got Wyatt Bone. So I'll talk about first, who's number 4. And Wyatt's we've kind of moved him in and out from safety. And he was one, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but he dislocated his finger before the West Oso game, just right before. And he's gotten all the reps all week in practice. And then we go to him to warm-ups, and he goes to catch a ball, dislocates his finger, has to go to the hospital, comes back from the hospital in the second half and plays the second half. And he's that takes some guts there and some mental toughness and physical toughness in my book. And he's done a good job. And then also you have none other than Ricky Franks, number 25 over there, the mouth from the South. But that's what he is. He's a talker, and but he does a good job because he gets in the receiver's head talking. That's what he does. But he backs it up with his play. I mean, he had a pick 6 against Hondo, and that was a pretty impressive run back, if you ask me. So I hadn't seen many of them like that, but he's a special player. He's kind of the fire of the defense. He gets them going, gets them fired up, and he's the energy guy back there. So, but between all of them, I mean, the whole defense front to back, the turnover numbers we have, and we've scored 6 times on defense this year. From front to back, I couldn't wish for any better guys. I mean, we got what we got, and I'm blessed to have all of them. I really am.
And Coach, that defense has been lights out all year. We talked about how good they were going to be, and they've gotten better, in my opinion, every week. Ricky Franks, we're playing great football right now. That's why people tell me, well, Cuero's ranked number 8. Listen, man, you have to come see Rockport. These last couple of weeks, we played good. Rockport's a scary team. You don't want to play these guys. We're playing with confidence. Ricky Franks is playing with confidence. We interviewed him after the Hondo game. We're like, I know Steve asked him, like, dude, what's been the motivation? He said, I'm just playing Ricky Franks football. That's it, man.
Yeah, he talked about himself in the third person. I was like, that's cool, man.
He said,
I'm just doing what Ricky Franks does.
But Coach, because you played sports, obviously, right? I mean, it's like when you have confidence, and these guys like Ace, playing the way he's playing, that's the man. When you play with confidence, that's scary. Ricky Franks doesn't think anybody can beat him right now. I don't care if you're 6'3". I listen. I'm the man. And he plays that way. And so when you're playing and you've had interceptions and on the offense, you're just taking it to the house every time you touch the ball, it seems like that's good confidence. You want that in a kid going into a big game like this. Same thing with Ace. So Rockport's just playing great football at a great time. And, the defense, Coach, I just kind of want you to break down with these guys and give them a little, so people, they're going to watch this podcast. See, these guys have played great all year. You just talked to, I didn't know about the kid that went to the hospital and came back. That does take guts to come back and play, man. So it's been great, Coach, and I tell you, we're looking forward to this Cuero game. I mean, I hope we come out on top. You got to play the game. I think we will. To me, I've been talking about it over the weekend and the day at work, and I'm like, listen, Rockport's playing good. There's a lot of people that think Rockport can win this game. I think we can. I think Cuero's going to have to come out and play their A game. If not, Rockport's going to, because Rockport's coming. Don't take us lightly. And so it's just been great, Coach, to see these guys play the way they played. It's exciting every Friday to come down there and just watch those hits. Ooh, man, it's brutal, man. And you see those guys. I don't think Hondo wanted that ball in the second half, some of the playmakers, because it was like, man, you can see those hits coming. I know Johnny's got a few more questions for you, Coach, so I'll pass it over to him before we let you go. Johnny, you have anything else you want to add?
You kind of touched on it right there, but I'm gonna still ask it. Let's see if you can elaborate a little bit more on it. What changes from the beginning of the season has happened on the defense to now? Not necessarily players, maybe the defensive schemes or anything like that.
We haven't changed much of what we've done. There's been some players that have moved in and out. The changes we've made have actually been, can we still do what we do but simplify it? And so there was a couple things that were like, okay, this is kind of hard for us to call in a game or do in a game, but how can we simplify it and make it easier for the kids to learn it? And so we've been able to do that. And I think the simplification of what we've done this year compared to the years previous or just the beginning of the season, I think has been huge for us.
And what about specific games? Have there been like major changes from the first half to the second half going into halftime coming out?
Oh yeah. There's I'm trying to think. I mean, there's the West Oso game was at John. That was a big one. Because again, that adjusts your coverages a little bit. But it's stuff we've done in the past, so we were able to do it then. We've done the Hondo game. We actually went in with a game plan, and it worked. It was pretty well, but then after a while, we just started saying, let's just run base defense. And we just started running base defense, and it was working too. So it's like, why do you need to show all this stuff if your base is working? So we just kept running our base in that one. And I'm trying to think of any other game. There's got to have been I think Ingleside, we may have shifted something after halftime around, but it wasn't nothing big. Robstown wasn't much change at half. Pretty much, yeah. I guess it was West Oso, and then the Hondo game. We just said let's be simpler. Other than that, that's been about it.
I was kind of wondering that, and it's been showing in that second half how the defense just lights out. I mean, we give up the points at the beginning of the game, and then it's like we're trading touchdowns with them, and then like all of a sudden it's like the game's over in the second half, especially that third quarter. So
I don't know if it might just be the guys that are getting used to the game, the speed of the game. I mean, that's a big part of it too. So maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what Gabriel was talking about. Steve, about what's the slow start and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about this game. Very excited. Back in my high school days, I only played Coral twice. One game was a 7-point game. The other game was a 55-point game. Both were losses. But I'm seeing this game going to the very last. And I told everybody, I've been telling everybody, I go, you know what? It's gonna be the team that has the ball last.
Damn.
That's my assumption this game. I think it's gonna be so good, so tight. It's gonna be all everybody's gonna be into it. But I would love to see somebody get a pick six or a fumble return off the defense
to end the game.
Take the way that last ball is holding for me.
Hey, me too. That's what we hope for. So, but no, it's going to be a good game for sure. Cuero, they got a big history, and we just they've been successful for a very long time, and we got to go play football and play our best football we can, and just play our Rockport Fulton Pirate football.
No, good luck, man. I'm a big defensive fan, and I get frustrated with the fans that like they're just like sitting there. And I'm trying to like yell as loud as I can just to get the defense going.
Yeah. We appreciate it. Trust me, we appreciate it.
I feel like y'all paid the ticket while y'all just sitting around.
Mm-hmm. Hey, right. Coach, I got one more question, Coach, and it may apply more to Coach Gupp and Coach Seibert, but Sean Burks down there for Cuero is having a huge year. Their linebacker. Mm-hmm. He's got nearly 200 tackles. Have you seen much tape on that kid?
Yeah, actually, I watched him this past weekend. And kind of after the defensive staff, after we got done game planning, offense does the same thing. They watch the offense, and then we kind of watch defense, and we just kind of see what we see and stuff. And I watched him a little bit, and he's kind of he's very similar to Peyton. That would be my comparison. But I don't think he's as big as Peyton, or he doesn't look as big as Peyton. But I mean,
he's only 180. Yeah, he's at 180. I know Peyton's probably 210, 215.
Yeah, Peyton's like 210 right now, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's very similar motors and effort. I mean, the guy is going until the whistle blows. So, but I mean, he's fun to watch as well. And we're not on the sideline talking to our boys, I'm going to be definitely watching that kid play when our offense is out there.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, I tell you what, it's going to be great. Thank you for coming on. We have a lot of more questions we'd like to ask, but we've got to get you out. We know that you've got a lot of other things. If you're just a football fan, Pirates, Rockport Fulton Pirates will be the home team. They'll be playing the Cuero Gobblers this Friday, 7:30, Victoria Memorial Stadium. It's going to be a good one, like Johnny said. Come on out and watch this game. It's going to be 4 quarters of physical football, and it's going to be great. It's what the Friday Night Lights are all about. And I'll tell you this, Coach, it's just my opinion. We beat Cuero. We're going to meet sitting again in the fourth because we're beating Wimberley. There's no way we're going to beat Cuero and lose to Wimberley. I don't see it. And I've been telling people we beat Cuero, and I think we got a good shot of beating Cuero. I know people say you're from Rockport, you're supposed to say that. I truly believe that we're good enough to beat anybody. I've said that, but we beat Cuero. We'll beat Wimberley. If they beat Ingleside, we'll beat either one of them because Rockport's just playing they're playing great football at the right time for me. And so either way, if we love football, we definitely want the Pirates to come out on top, but it's going to be a good one for 4 quarters. It's what we live for, Coach, to watch good games. Right. And hopefully there's no injuries, but we know all your time is going to plan. And like you said, at the end of the day, by the time we get to this time of year, it's really to go out there. The guys know what they're doing. It's just, who's going to be the better team on that day. And I hope it's the Rockport Fulton Pirates. So, guys, before I let Coach Robbins go, Tony, I'll go to you. Anything else you want to add real quick before we let Coach go?
Well, I just want to one-up Gabriel. If we beat Cuero, we're going to go to the 5th round because Sinton's not going to beat us twice. So I'm just going to one-up Gabriel. So
one game at a time, guys.
That's the way I feel. No. Cuero's, to me, Cuero's the hump. Cuero's the hump. You know what I mean? Like he said, I don't see us beating Cuero and losing to Wimberley, but I also don't see us losing to Sinton again. I don't. But
that's what I like.
This is just the way I feel. But just good luck. Do y'all's thing, and we'll be there to support y'all, man. And thanks for coming on again.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
Coach, last words for Coach Robbins. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, no, I don't have anything to add. Thanks again, Coach. Go get you something to eat, man, and get you some rest. And you know what I'm saying? We'll be back at it tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Z-Man, real quick.
I'm good, man. Just good luck. Good luck, man. I'll be yelling, Sean is proud.
Appreciate it.
Coach Robbins, thank you for coming on. We appreciate your time. This video will be uploaded. If you're ready, 6 o'clock in the morning. I take my laptop with me to work. I'm up there about 5 o'clock in the morning, man. I get in the office, do what I got to do. Then I open up that laptop. Boom, we're gone. Everybody at work knows, man. As long as your work gets done, I don't care what you do on that podcast, but make sure the work's done. So I'll be jumping up in the morning, man, and I upload this. But, Coach, thank you very much. Good luck Friday. We'll be there. It's been a great season thus far, and we know we've got one more. And I know we're going to come out victorious over Cuero. So we'll see you Friday night, Coach. Until then, thanks a lot. And have a great evening.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That was Rockport Fulton's defensive coordinator, Coach Robie Robbins. We've had him on. We wanted to bring him on to talk a little bit of defense. I had 10 questions typed out for him, but I knew that I couldn't ask all 10. I know we've got to get him out. He's got things he's got to do. I don't think he's even eaten dinner. I think he had just gotten home and got on the podcast.
Yeah,
so I do appreciate his time. We want to talk to the head guy on defense. Of course, we're going to have our head coach, Coach Jay Cyber, come on Wednesday, and we'll flip it to the other side and get his thoughts on our offense. But guys, this is going to be a great game. It really is. We've been talking about it all day at work today. People are really interested. We put a poll out, and I think it's anybody. I know Cuero's ranked and they're coming in tough, but Rockport's a tough team too. And even though they're not, ranked top 10, look at our guys. Look at the way they've been playing. We're a dangerous team too. You got to be worried about Rockport. And right now, guys, Rockport is playing great football at the right time. And you know what they say? It's all about how you're playing at that time. So both of these teams are 10-1. Going in to the second round of the playoffs, and only one can advance. Let's hope it's the Rockport Fulton Pirates. Guys, let's take a little 5-minute break. I'm going to go get some water, and then we'll come back. We'll jump on the Gridiron 64 We've got the schedule. I think there's 21 or 22 teams. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at it. I couldn't personally send it to your email, but I did put it up on Facebook. There is the teams that will be playing, the time, the date, and the location. So I hope you guys had time to look at that. And then, of course, we'll break it down. We'll send it over to T. Will lead us. And then we'll make our predictions and talk about these teams. Some really good games coming up on Thursday, Friday. I think there's one on Saturday, guys. So let's take a little 5-minute break, jump back on, and break down the second round of the GI 64 schedule.
All right.